It's quarter-final time now, England versus Ukraine. In this video, we're going to look at the key players, how the teams will set up, and the starting 11s for each team. Let's begin by looking at Ukraine's stats for Euro 2020 so far. To do that, we can use the sponsor for this video, OneFootball, to look at how Ukraine have really performed so far. OneFootball is a brilliant app for this, covering everything on Euro 2020, but the team stats are always good to look at. So on Ukraine's profile here, we can go down to the bottom to the team stats, and we can see they've scored 1.5 goals per match on average. And it's also the exact same for goals conceded, 1.5 as well. 49% possession is their average, and also 84% pass accuracy. They've won 2 matches and lost 2, and then we can go into the stats a bit more in depth. We can see that they've conceded 6 goals with no clean sheets. Their defensive stats are quite high, but that is because they're defending a lot of the time, so 66 tackles won. We can see once again in the distribution tab 49% possession, and that really suggests that they aren't exactly a team that just want to sit back in a low block like some of the other sides which we've seen in this tournament. They do want to get on the ball and play a bit more positive. 6 goals scored, with 5 of them inside the box and 1 outside, which was of course that Malinowski goal in the top corner, a brilliant goal by him. 2 headed goals, 1 of them was a penalty, with 36 shots overall. And as well, on the OneFootball app, you can scroll through all the players in the Ukraine squad, and one of them here is Malinowski, a player who we're going to talk about in more in depth. And once again, there's a load of stats here for Malinowski himself, how he's performed in the Euros. So download OneFootball on your phone, keep up to date with all the latest news, and get access to all the stats we've just looked at by clicking the link in the description. So let's look into key players in their team. One of them that I've highlighted here is Malinowski. In the Ukraine team, Malinowski is really the creator in the side, and we can see when we look at the stats how clear that is. He's at the top of the table for a lot of the creative stats, with 17 shot creating actions, 7 passes into the penalty area, 9 key passes with an expected assist of 2.1, however he's only got 1 assist so far, and also he's got the second most shots taken with 9 after Yarmolenko. England have got to know that Malinowski is really the most dangerous player who can really make things happen for Ukraine, get the ball into the penalty area to create a chance. As well as him, you've got a versatile player that for sure England will need to keep an eye on, and that is Man City's Zinchenko. Of course, he's been a big part of their team in Euro 2020, however he was a significant part of their win against Sweden. In this match, he got on the ball a lot, playing at left wing back, and especially in the attacking third. He actually had the most touches in the attacking third for Ukraine, and from there he was able to complete 3 of 7 attempted crosses. As well though, in the tournament, with the different formations that they've played, which is something we'll get to, Zinchenko has also played centrally. Now like I said, Zinchenko played at left wing back, which is something we're going to get more into as we look into Ukraine as a whole. So the Sweden match saw them switch formation to a 3-5-2 instead of a 4-3-3. I'd imagine Ukraine will go for the 3-5-2 again, as it saw a change in the amount of shot creating actions for the team. In the group stage matches, they used a 4-3-3, which got a win over North Macedonia, but losses to the Netherlands and Austria. Apart from Austria, where they failed to score, Ukraine have scored 2 goals in all of their other matches, an average 4.2 shots on target per 90, which is the 6th best in the tournament. In the North Macedonia match, they had 33 shot creating actions, which you'd expect against an opposition that are very defensive. But with just 13 against the Netherlands and 8 against Austria, this is really what brought on the change of formation against Sweden, as they needed an attacking change. The switch to a 3-5-2 led to 26 shot creating actions for the team, and Zinchenko having the most touches in the attacking third as they look to create through him. Ukraine still haven't sorted out defensively though, with no clean sheets this tournament and the 5th most shots against them. There is goals to be had here against Ukraine that England need to try and push for. So for England, I'd say that you return to the 4-2-3-1, which was working well before Germany in defence, keeping clean sheets, and I expect this to continue. A problem that you have for England in this game is the yellow cards, and making sure you keep your best players for the semi-final. Maguire, Rice, Phillips and Foden are 1 yellow card away from missing a potential semi-final. I'm sure this will be taken into consideration, and I'll be making changes in my first 11 with that in mind. So let's get into it here. From the back is Jordan Pickford in goal, who has done brilliantly in this tournament. 0 goals conceded speaks for itself, but a lot of that has come down to Pickford, not just the defensive structure. A lot of people say how the Everton version and the England version are so different, with Pickford looking so much better for England. I'm not sure what it is, but let's hope it continues for England. As the centre-backs, I have Tyrone Mings and John Stones, who played well in the first 2 matches together, and Mings surprised a lot of people by how well he did. With Maguire's yellow card though and how well he's been performing, I'd leave him out and not risk it. Between Mings and Stones, there is a good partnership. We've seen that already. And for a potential semi-final, which I think would be harder than the Ukraine match, I'd have Harry Maguire for there and not risk the yellow card in this match. The fullbacks that I've got are Luke Shaw and Kyle Walker. Shaw has been doing really well in this team, and his Premier League form has definitely come straight into the England team. The most key passes with 4, the most passes into the penalty area with 5, the most progressive passes with 14, the most shot creating actions with 6. Very good in the attack, getting the ball forward, passing into dangerous areas. He's really impressed and stays in the team for me. Into the midfield, well, I have Henderson and Phillips. Once again, no Declan Rice because of his yellow card, and Phillips has one too, but maybe we don't risk it with Rice and he can definitely come in for the semi-final should England make it. Coming in for either Rice or Phillips, whoever is left out, I think will be Henderson, so that's why I've gone with him. But I wouldn't mind seeing Jude Bellingham. I think this would be a good match for him to get some more minutes in an England shirt and show what he can really do. Whatever the combination from Rice or Phillips alongside Henderson or Bellingham, it gives England what they've had throughout the tournament, and that's defensive strength in the midfield. Attacking midfield, I'd like to see Mason Mount come back into the team. I think these matches, as England edge closer to the end of the tournament, is where Mason Mount can flourish. We saw how well he did in the Champions League final for Chelsea. I believe he will be important if England are to go all the way. On the left wing, Jack Grealish has to come into the first 11 for me. See what he can do in 90 minutes. Against Ukraine, where England will have the ball regularly, it means Grealish will be on the ball a lot, and we know what happens when he gets on the pitch. He's been involved in 3 of the 4 goals scored by England so far at the tournament. Give him a full match to show his qualities. On the right, I've gone with Jadon Sancho. I'm not sure it's realistic. I'd imagine Foden or Saka will be more likely than him, but I'd just love to see it at this point. From his form in the Bundesliga, I think he at least deserves a chance to start in the Euros somewhere, so let's make it this match. Alongside a creator in Jack Grealish on the left, you have Sancho on the right to see he'll look to score more, and I think he just needs a chance to prove what he can do at this level. Like I say, I don't think it'll happen, but I'd love to see it. Let me know, do you want to see Jadon Sancho start this match, and do you think it is realistic? Let me know in the comments. Then the striker is of course Harry Kane, who'll be feeling good after scoring and would be more likely to score some more with Jack Grealish starting in this match. I hope his goal against Germany is the start of a few more before the end of the tournament, and if Grealish is to start and playing in a 4-2-3-1, then I think the chance of him scoring increases, so I hope to see it. I'll go with another 2-0 to England, so comment your score predictions below. Please click the like button if you did enjoy, and for more insight and analysis, subscribe to Route 1.